IT worker reviews how he purchased 8 properties in under 3 years. And by the way, for those who are hating about the 650,000 people coming into Australia, he is also a migrant. And yes, for all of those lovely comments in my last video about the 650k migrants coming, I've heard you loud and clear. You guys are not happy with my opinion. Seriously, I don't get why you're also butthurt. Have an abundant mindset. You guys all have a scarcity mindset. Oh my god, they're gonna steal all our stuff. Oh man. Anyway, move on. Anyway, let's move on to this advertorial released on news.com.au. And by the way, if you want to buy clout, if you want to buy social proof, contact this Borg, because she's found herself another advertorial victim for her cliche recipe of how to write a property advertorial. So again, based on all the advertorials I've been roasting, they all have the same 5 formulas. Underdog story, there's a battler, how they're living a horrible life, and then they bought something and then omits crucial information, and suddenly they bought a lot more properties than before. And then there's always a plug. Let's go into this advertorial and break it down bit by bit. First part of a cookie cutter advertorial story is the underdog story. Okay, first paragraph, right off the bat, a migrant came to Australia 6 years ago. He had 20k worth of debt and he purchased 7 homes in just 18 months. Whoa! That smashes the first criteria, underdog story. Now let's look into battler and a horrible start to his life. Second paragraph, right off the bat, on his second son's birthday, he had to make that life-changing decision to move from India to Australia. And guess what, guys? He only had 7k to his name. And just like any Korean melodrama story beat, the protagonist in the beginning had to endure multiple failed job offers. Throw in the keywords, bad luck. He also remembers assembling furniture the night prior to arriving to Australia. Probably bought the furniture from IKEA, I think. Once we lay down the sad background story of the protagonist, we go to point number 3. They bought something in Kellyville for 900k. Seems a bit expensive for your first purchase. Then the catalyst, like the Matrix, Mr. Neo from Mumbai met a few Morpheus. He said I started going on long walks, listening to podcasts, read a few books, and also met some property gurus or spruikers. Just like that, he bought a second investment property for $310,000. And then we move on to point number 4, by omitting crucial information. A few months after that, he purchased 2 more properties in Perth. Then the article goes on to omit more information, and then suddenly in 2022, he bought 3 more properties. But this time, he used a discretionary trust structure. And conveniently jump in that broker that tried to roast me and then turn off all his comments. Oh yeah, I told him that idea. Open SPVs, yada yada yada. For 70k, you can open 100 properties. Ha ha ha, I'm SPV man. You might be asking, what are the secrets where you can buy 6 properties in 1 financial year? Then the article reads, the secret to success, some quasi advice. Have the right mindset. Have the right network of people. Because you gotta remember, you gotta focus on cash flow and capital growth. But the most important tip for first home buyers from Mr. Protagonist of this article is that you gotta speak to professionals. You can't do it because you're not a professional. But Mr. Gollard, he's a professional. But just like Kendrick Lamar's Stay Humble, Sit Down, he also was a first home buyer in Australia. Remember that. Final piece of where the cookie crumbles is the plug of this cliche recipe. And scroll to the end of the article and you see that here. Investor Aid founder said to contact them for more information. The article's a little bit sneaky because he's probably catching on to my type of roast. It says that the protagonist is only working as an engineer manager in a technology firm. Nowhere does it say at the end of the paragraph that the protagonist is the founder of Investor Aid. It just said the founder of Investor Aid, blah blah blah, contact this person. But let's click onto the link of Investor Aid. And it opens to this page. This person looks very familiar with this pitch here of the protagonist of this article, but this article's name is different to the Investor Aid founder, but then they have similar photos. Again, I'm not roasting the protagonist of this story. I think kudos to him. He did a great job, probably opened an awesome buyer's agency, had a lot of customers selling courses, and obviously allowed him to have more money to buy more property. Only thing I'm roasting is the advertorial and giving this idea that a migrant with 7k can buy 8 properties, and especially 6 properties out of the 8 in 1 financial year. Again, guys, don't troll the protagonist of the article. I'm only highlighting the fact that maybe he got scammed by Miss Borg, who basically goes around looking for those buyer's agents, mortgage brokers, financial planners, accountants.
Hey, by the way, just for a few grand, you want me to write a bit of an article so you can get a lot of leads for your new business?
Anyway, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Either roast me or toast me. Love to read your comments.